next guest hardly needs an introduction. Christa Mackinnon is one of the co-founders of Sacred Earth Activism and is a modern medicine woman, psychologist, therapist, shamanic teacher, best-selling author, and long-standing activist. She is also greatly responsible for pulling this conference together yet again. Welcome, Christa.
Thank you so much. These last 40 minutes will be very interactive. I think you have heard enough people talking. And I just want to come back briefly to what so many teachers and speakers and activists stressed, namely that we live in very challenging and transformative and transformational times, of course. And to take this a bit further, that we need a shift in paradigm. And to achieve this shift, we need to dream a different dream, and we all need to act upon it, each in our own way, and in a way we can. This ranges from small to big. It doesn't matter, because where we are creating the paradigm shift is in a way in our consciousness first, in our dream world first, in how we see the world first. And we also creating, of course, with this energetically. Whenever we put a dream out there, we are putting something into the energetic field, which gets a chance, if it becomes big enough and wide enough, and if enough people dream it, to manifest. But of course, also, we need to work towards it. This is another important step. So what I thought we can do is just to look a little bit at dreaming, just for 5-10 minutes, and then do a little dream together. And I have got here a huge big bowl full of water, and I also have some flowers which have been well, blown over by the storm. And what we will do later on together, we will speak our dreams, we will speak them in the chat, and I will put a petal for each dream into the bowl. I live by the sea, and it will go into the water, and basically water carries memory. It will take it wherever it takes it, hopefully around the world. But before we do that as an exercise, I want to talk a bit about dreaming. I came across the idea that the world is as you dream it, of course, through John Perkins' book, which was in 1994. And I flew then out to America to do a workshop with him or a training with him, because I was fascinated by the idea. And we all know it, that collectively, and also to an extent individually, no matter how much we think we are different, we have adopted a dream that keeps the status quo in place. And this is just a reality. And this collective dream has served us to an extent, especially us in the West. But it is becoming obvious now that it has really led and is still leading us to immense destruction. And from the loss of habitat to climate change, from wars and famines to famines, from an ever-widening inequality to complete overload with so-called information, which is confusing and takes us even more away from our embodied humanness in a way. And this dream has turned us collectively into consumers, has reduced our worldview. If you listen to somebody like Paco, we call these people primitive. We did call them primitive. Their worldview is much bigger than ours, much bigger. It takes a whole energetic, so-called spirit world into account. No? So it has reduced our worldview dramatically. The dream we are dreaming has left many of us unfulfilled. There is no doubt in my mind. And dare I say it, unhappy. there is a lot of new research out about the happiness levels, and the happiness levels defined in the same way have sunk since 1970. They have gone backwards in the Western world. Now, so something needs to change. Now, the good news is, of course, as we all know, the good news is that nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. And I think this is really something we need to begin to understand on a very deep level. Everything changes. This will not last forever. What it changes into, we don't know yet. But it can be changed, even if it looks right now as if it's eternal. Looking even more as if it's eternal, because we are having certain forces coming into power. But the good news is really nothing lasts forever. And right now we have really reached a point where, if we believe the many prophecies which are out there, and if we dare to look at the state of the world, that something needs to change profoundly. And I'm not saying in which direction it will change, because I don't know it, but it will change profoundly. We need a shift in paradigm. The old needs to go and the new needs to emerge. And right now we are, as a few speakers said, in the very often very painful period of transition. This is like the birth canal. And the birth canal can be very narrow and very dark. But it is a birth canal. Nevertheless, if we see a bit more the bigger picture, we can understand that. So the old puts up a powerful fight, and the new is struggling to find direction and to dream this new dream and take action to implement this. So there is not enough time, and it's not that necessary to go into the fight the old puts up. We can see it out there every day. But we can also see the new emerging increasingly against all odds and on many levels. And I think we have to hold on to that, because sometimes it feels overwhelming. And what has been conveyed here this weekend just showed us some of the new which is emerging, just a small part of it. And still it was inspiring. But it was only a tiny part of it. There is a web being woven right now all across the world of the new, which is emerging. There are voices who speak out against the destructive worldwide systems, and they're getting louder. It's not anymore so much about that one thing we want to change. The voices against the whole system are getting louder again, and they were very, very cut down over the last, I would think, 50 years. Environmental movements, water action groups, anti-war groups, indigenous movements are so much more active than they ever were. Self-reliant communities are growing, and they already implement new ways of living and being, as we heard from Chai today. So I see quite a few good points, quite a few points which make me hopeful that the new dreaming is taking place. As I said before, serious questions are asked about our worldview and our old paradigm. And the teachings and worldviews from indigenous people all around the world are becoming more and more influential in that. Increasingly influential, so that these questions about our worldview get more and more connected with how do we view the earth, how do we view that planet we actually live upon, and how do we view all the living beings we share this planet with. So this makes me quite hopeful. Our separation issues, especially from the earth, but also from other living beings and from each other, are being more and more vocalized. There is a constant stream of that idea of separation, and that stream only comes if we become aware of it, that it's actually our reality. And the we, that famous we, which has been stunned for far too long in our societies, is coming to fore again. And the longing for connection can really be seen everywhere. Now, of course, I said before, the old is fighting against that. Yeah, they want to keep us separated. But we need to kind of, I feel, hold on to what is actually already out there, the new which wants to emerge. And the new is, of course, already implemented on smaller scales. A good example for that is the projects and movements that are not anti-something, but for something, and implement that already in the world. Community projects like CHAIs are an example of that. And there are many. And the difference between the hippie communities, which I was a part of in the early 70s, and the communities now, is really they are fairly task-orientated. They are not just together for having a good time. The good time is part of it, but they are task-orientated. They want to implement something new, mainly these days around food and self-sufficiency. Now, many of the speakers have, of course, addressed this, and I have wrote a few things down which struck me. So how can each of us individually contribute? Manda says, for example, that she believes that the way forward is for everyone to bring the best of themselves to the table, which means for her, finding out what's yours to do and do it with all your heart. Chai said when he had a vision of the food community, he asked Spirit in prayer, what shall I do? And a dream came to him. Okay, so let's just look at those two. Find out what's yours. What makes your heart sing? Number two, ask Spirit, what shall I do? This is really important. We always think we have to figure this out in our heads. We don't. We can really ask. Chai also said, and I found that really beautiful, the community dreams with the earth. And they ask the earth every day in their prayers, what do you want? So they don't do their gardening when it's rained. Well, when it rains, fantastic for them. They don't get soaked through and the earth doesn't get molested. No? But I heard that directly from the earth. So asking the earth, dreaming with the earth is another point which for me was important in what people said. John Perkins said something similar. He said, dream, find out what your heart desires, and then dream a dream coming from there that contributes to a life economy. And Ani, of course, Ani talks always about dreaming in connection with the earth. And she said, ask the earth what she wants from you. It's really, in a funny way, so simple. Ask, and ask again. It's not for us to figure out in our heads. And the other thing, of course, which Ani brought in, and I fully agree, give gratitude, give something. Give something. I spoke about these energy levels we are creating. A new dream has to have something to do also with giving. Give gratitude, give something. Give something to that tree, give something to that flower, give something to that animal, give something. No. Because it has to become a dream where we give and take, and not just take. And what we're doing is at the moment, from nature especially, we take. Collectively. I'm not saying individually, but collectively we do. I have a very simple prayer, which everybody who has ever attended one of my groups or workshops knows inside out and gets tired of, I would imagine. I just say, I pray that everything we do and everything we create, achieve or not achieve, is for the highest good of all of life. It's so simple. Yeah. Dream for what you do to be for the highest good of all of life. This is kind of the idea. But so coming to that, I feel that at the end of those 2 days, maybe we should just begin to dream here as a collective. Let's just do a 5 to 10 minutes exercise. And as I said, I have a bowl of water here, and we will dream a bit as a collective. So I will put some music on in a second, and I will ask you, in fact, I will ask Jonathan whether he can hear this. Not yet, Jonathan, but in a moment. Can you hear that? Can you unmute and let me know?
I can't hear it, no.
You can't hear it? It's fine. Then we can't use music. Can you hear it? Just put your thumb up. You can hear it.
There's nods on the screen. Yeah, there's nods and thumbs up on the screen.
Okay, super. If you can hear it, it's great. Really, I would like you to, for 5, maybe 10 minutes, just to close your eyes. You can go on for as long as you feel right with me. And close your eyes. Let yourself drift out of your mind. I've taken a lot in. Mind is very active. Demon house. Take a few deep breaths. Exhale. Let the exhale a bit longer. Let yourself drop into the heart. Good as you can. Right now, there's really nothing to achieve, just to let yourself drift. From the here and now, Sunday, 24 March, wherever you are, like you for a moment feel gratitude. Maybe you few things in your life you're grateful for. Let them come. people in your life, a roof over your head, what you do, nature around you, the food on your table, whatever it is, feel grateful for. And some of you will be very good at visualizing something, and that will just get a feeling or hunches or ideas what you are grateful for. And then from this place of feeling grateful, I would like you to imagine that you are moving into the future. 10 years, 20, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years now. I would like you to imagine the world you would like to live in. Let it just come. There's just one thing that comes. Like them to communicate people. Nourishing food, eat, whatever comes to you. Create an image. See that. Really see it. How would that go? Don't imagine a whole world. Just find this one you like, these to enjoy. Your descendant, our descendant, connected, have available, joy to have available. Once you have found it, I would like you to really see it, can create an image for that. If you can feel it, how does it feel to have that ingredient in the future world? How does that feel? And can you make this feeling and that image and that knowledge, knowing of this one ingredient so strong that it's almost real? Make it stronger, make it brighter, make the image brighter, as good as you can, make it brighter. Intensify the feeling. If you want to have fun to be in future, bring a smile on it. So bring in all your senses so that it becomes almost as if it's already happening right now. In the energetic field, there's no time. Right now, I want to produce this energy right now. as good as you can. Relax. And then take a deep breath and ask one question, just one question, no more. What is my contribution to this from now on? What is my contribution? Can be simple. Giving more hugs to me. One of them. What is my contribution on this planet, in this manifested world from now on? Whatever it imagined for you. And then just let it go. You don't have to go deeper, you don't have to go wider, you don't have to put effort into it. The dream is something in the energetic realm. Dream often. Imagine. Make it as real as possible. Bring all your senses in. Leave the critical mind out. Go as deep as you can. Leave it out. There's no question whether it can manifest or not, and the obstacles are not important. The dream is just up there in that energetic realm. And the next question then is, what can I do now to contribute to that? Not to achieve it, not to bring it into being. It's not the point. As Crow said so rightly today, it needs many people, it needs many projects, it needs collaboration. But what can I do now towards this? And that's all there is to it. If you do what you just did, you can have other means. Ask Spirit for help, ask Spirit what you need to do, and so on. But from this, and Sabi, I would like you to come in here. I would like you all, or as many as are still with us and listening, I would like you to put either a word or a sentence into the chat of what you dream about, what you dreamt about. What would you like to see in the future world? Because what we're doing now is we're building this up. We're going to put these streams into that beautiful bowl of water, and we will send them into the world. And Sabi will watch the chat. This will take us a bit of time. So just put them into the chat. If you dreamt about love, put it in the chat. If you dreamt about good food, put it in the chat. Mm-hmm. We'll wait a bit for you. As many as possible, put your contribution to this stream into the chat. Slow down a bit so that Sabi can see it. So if the next one waits. Okay, Sabi, go for it.
Jen would like to add love and connection.
This is for Jen. I'm adding love and connection to the water for you.
Nikki dreams we answer the call.
Nikki, may we answer the call.
Antoinette, the waters of the earth flowing cleanly and beautifully.
Antoinette's dream for the water of the earth flowing clearly and cleanly.
To world peace and unity for all beings.
World peace and unity for all beings.
Waban dreams of a beautiful, healthy world of color, sound, texture, fragrance, light, energy, where all in nature and in spirit coexists in harmonious balance, harmony.
Harmony. We're putting harmony in for you.
From Pro, a dance of active balance.
A dance of active balance will be sent as a dream into the world from us collectively.
From Robert, harmony between all beings.
Harmony between all beings, Robert. We're sending it out.
From Lavinia, community and love and connection.
Lavinia, my friend, community, love, and connection will go into the water, and the water will carry it, because the water carries memory.
From Erica, connection.
Connection, Erica.
From Isla, human awareness that we are nature and the harmony when that love is realized.
And this is from Isla. Say it again, Sabi.
Human awareness that we are nature and the harmony when that love is realized.
Yes, that we are nature and the harmony when that love is realized.
From Debbie, less reliance on tech, more of living in the world and using tech as a tool to enhance life.
Beautiful. Let's use tech as a tool to enhance life. Yeah.
Children playing in the forest.
The dream of children playing in the forest, into the water it goes.
For unity.
Unity. I put two petals for unity in, sorry, that came into my mind. Unity, double unity.
A beautiful, strong orange nasturtium.
Say that into the petal.
A beautiful, strong orange nasturtium.
Ah, okay, it's in the petal.
Being honest with ourselves and others.
Yeah. This is for being honest with ourselves and others. Not easy to do.
More love, more connection.
More love and more connection. Sabi, I think we fully agree. I put love and more connection in as well, so let's double. Right.
Working with a thriving community of bees.
Yes, the bees. The thriving community of bees. Let's put it in to our dream.
A peaceful and abundant world full of cooperation, heartbreaking in its beauty.
Yes. Oh God, maybe would be reduced to tears because it's so beautiful. The world. Let's put that in.
To share the joy and love for nature, instilling a love for nature. To share the joy and love I have with nature, instilling a love for nature for them as well.
The joy, who was that? Do you remember?
Lean.
Yeah. Okay. The joy and love you have for nature and you will share it. You want to share it. Goes in there as a vision. Yep.
Joanna, children playing beneath, well and happy.
Children playing, well and happy. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Have we got more?
Yes. Liz.
So make us a wild sub, you didn't we? Go.
Yeah. But they're so beautiful. From Liz, this land will be open to others and a place of peace, health, and joy.
Yeah. Be open, that it be open to others, full of health, bliss, and joy. Yes. What else have we got?
To teach our children well.
Hold on, I need more petals. This petal carries the energy to teach our children well.
To listen to the voice of spirit, an absolute priority.
An absolute priority to listen to the voice of spirit.
From Marie, joy and flowing rivers.
Joy and flowing rivers.
Sam, people loving the earth and the realizing we are just one part of the web of life.
People loving the earth and realizing we are just one part web of the world.
Liz, peace and collaboration between all countries and all to be accepted and loved.
Peace between all countries in collaboration and accepting each other.
Kelly Marie, loving embrace, joyful gardening.
Loving embrace and joyful gardening, Marie. In it goes.
Emma, humanity walking in love and union with the sacred land.
Walking in love and unity with the sacred land. There we go.
Bringing balance with mankind and nature. From Dawn.
Dawn, balance with mankind and nature, between mankind and nature.
Lois, connection to the spirits of the land.
Connections to the spirits of the land.
From Susie, brighter light ancestral bodies.
Brighter light and ancestral bodies, Susie.
From Paul, living within and as part of a rewilded place.
Yes, living within as part of a rewilded place. Let's rewild.
And this goes on beautifully from Nick, a beautiful space with waterfall, plants, animals, and a friendly, loving community of persons embracing one another, taking responsibility, owning feelings, interconnecting peacefully. I pass that one directly to the petal.
Directly to the petals. There it is.
Trees up Morven, forest garden around the village hall.
Okay, trees and forest garden.
From Ruth, making everything count.
Making everything count. Please don't come in twice because we haven't got enough petals. Right?
Yes. Rachel says, for us to see that we have all that we need and we are all that, and that we are all that we need. Have and are.
Yeah, that we have all that we need and that we are all we need. Beautiful.
The seventh generation playing in the forest.
Yes, the seventh generation playing in the forest. Let's look 7 generations down and envisage and dream that they still have a forest to play in. A beautiful one. There we go.
Well, Simon says, moving on up.
Moving on up, whatever that means, as long as it's up. Higher consciousness. And I think we're there, no?
And for me, I would like to add in courage.
Sabi added. Whoops.
Courage.
And that reminds me, Maya Angelou said, if you don't have courage, courage is the highest virtue. If you don't have courage, you can't do all the others. And I think that's something very good to end on. I'm putting more courage in here. Because everybody who was here this weekend had courage. And I think that's important to cultivate and important to remember. Now I will, if I would have somebody here to help, I could of course do that with 2 people, but I haven't. But here's the bowl and it's quite big and it's quite heavy. And I will put that on this beautiful drum and I will spray it. And if you want to just send some prayers across here, I'm just spraying the bowl blessing to bless all our visions, all our dreams, to bless the earth stream, and to give us the courage and the insight to do what we can do, no more and no less. Aho.
Aho.
And with that, for me, this is the end of our weekend. We will do a closing ceremony in a moment, and we wish and hope that you will stay for it, to close this energy field down. It felt kind of important to do something, and I'm so pleased that you all put something into the chat. And I will take this bowl, I live by the sea, I will put it ceremonially into the sea, and the water will carry it wherever it needs to go. I think we have to trust. Thank you, Sabi, for doing this, because this was not planned. We just suddenly thought this is what we need to do. We want to do something which brings a collective dream into being. And we are starting with the closing ceremony now, Jonathan, or you want to wait a few seconds, minutes? Make a decision.
Let's go for it now. I think you've created such a lovely energy for us to carry on with and to work with now. I'm just going to try and with my screen just to invite those from the team onto the screen. So give me a moment while I just tinker around with that and find everybody on there. Brilliant.
Stay with us for the closing. It's always nice to close the energy down and to contain it.
But yeah, with all of the energy of those dreams that have gone into that bowl, it's lovely to with that go into our closing of the weekend, to bring this Summit 2025 to a close, co-creating the emerging world. And what an incredible weekend it has been. And it's been incredible to see some names and faces on the screen and in the participants listed in the chat who have been here throughout the whole weekend and been sharing it with us all, and sharing this space with all of our speakers. But it's been absolutely beautiful to share this space with you this weekend, to share in all of the magic and inspiration and connection that there's been for all of these talks. Right from the start of yesterday when we opened this space, hearing from Manda Scott on Utopian thinking, hearing from Vay Straker on the ceremonies for the River Wye, hearing from Annie Spencer on the role of ceremony as we dream and co-create a new world into being. And we were joined by Jack yesterday as well, talking about the planting the seeds of change. We were joined by John Lockley on the stories of war and peace and finding humanity. With Drea Burbank speaking about the initiatives for nature's rights. And with John Perkins with dreaming a new reality into the emerging world. All of the speakers from today, with Chai Godfrey sharing all of the work and initiatives that he's been growing with Crops Not Shops. From myself and Christine speaking about the protection of sacred lands. From Todd sharing his personal stories and keep looking up. From Jojo Mehta telling us about the updates and the developments in the campaign for Stop Ecocide. from Mackinnon, speaking about the importance and role of collaboration in our efforts for change. From Paco Juncker, speaking from the Amazon and sharing his important messages and his important campaigns there. And bringing it to this point now where we've had this ceremony where all of us have been able to put in our prayers and our dreams and our intentions into the space. It's been an absolutely incredible weekend, and we want to extend our thanks to everybody, to all of you, to all of the guests who have been part of the weekend as participants, as co-creators in this, for all of the energy and the passion and enthusiasm and prayers that you have brought, the questions you've brought to every single discussion that have enriched the conversations that we've had. We extend our thanks to all of you for hearing the call, for showing up for this work, for yourselves and for the earth. To all of those incredible speakers that have shared over the weekend, for your generosity in sharing your stories, your wisdom and your experience. And know that your words have sparked not only ideas, but also hope, that you've gifted us insights and inspiration that will ripple far on from this weekend. And we have all of the team here on the screen. Big thank you to everybody on the team here for holding this space with such dedication and care over the weekend, and for everything you do to support Sacred Earth Activism. To Mary-Louise, to John, to Kate, to Sabi, to Crow, who, as mentioned earlier, has been starting these days at 4:30 in order to be here and join us in holding space. And also, who you haven't seen on screen as well, but to Kath and to Soul, who are really important parts of what we do and have been here in and out throughout the weekend, and are massively important for everything that we do within Sacred Earth Activism. But we couldn't have done this event without one person in particular, and that's Christa. We give our massive thanks to Christa, who has poured her heart and soul into weaving this event into being over months and months of preparation, and who carefully and thoughtfully curates all of the themes and the speakers throughout this to bring us a balance of well-known wisdom keepers and grassroots organisers, which makes these weekends so special and so unique. And Christa, it wouldn't have been possible without your vision and your care. So massive thank you to you for all of your organising.
Last year, they surprised me with flowers. And I said to Jonathan and the team, do I get flowers again this year? And Jonathan said, no, only if I get a bottle of whiskey as well. So I wasn't expecting them. But that brings me to one point I want to make, because yes, I am the person who puts it together, and it does take time and effort. But Jonathan is the person who does all the tech behind the scene. And the smooth running of this is very much down to him. And then we couldn't do it without the team. So thank you from my heart for these beautiful flowers, which I think I deserve. Thank you. And good Jonathan didn't get his bottle of whiskey. We'll make up for it one day. But thank you to Jonathan for all the tech. It's a lot of work to get this running so smoothly, and Jonathan is doing it beautifully in the background. Thank you so much, David. Right, there they are. Okay.
Fantastic, fantastic. And with all of that gratitude flowing around the space, let's close this weekend as we opened it with ceremony. We began at the weekend with the lighting of candles, and if you have your candle still around or nearby, do bring it close and bring that half fire close for the closing of this weekend. So just as we opened and we honored and welcomed the spirits of all the unseen that support us and give us life, the sacred elements, so too shall we close in the same way.
Blessed air, we thank you and release our prayers. Can I say it again? Blessed air, we thank you and release our prayers. I'll say it one more time, 3. Blessed air, we thank you and release our prayers.
Blessed fire, we share your warmth and life force around the circles of our relations. We bear you with responsibility and bravery. Oh, blessed fire, we thank you.
May we come back to earth and the true wealth of our commons. May we connect to our inner deepest places and draw up all that we would wish to support. Blessed Earth, we thank you.
Blessed water, we thank you, and release our prayers on the receding tide.
And may all the energies we've called upon in this space on this weekend now be released and returned to their natural flow, empowered by the work that we have shared together. May those roots that we anchored in prayer this weekend, deep into the earth, continue to spread, connecting through the unseen networks of mycelium, carrying this energy to every corner of the earth. May the sacred waters of our rivers and streams and seas carry these prayers across the globe, bringing healing, renewal, and balance wherever they flow. And we offer our gratitude to Bridget, keeper of the sacred flame, who has guarded our hearth fires this weekend. We call upon her blessings of courage and creativity and protection. And let's all come onto the screen now if we can. I'm going to just pop it back to gallery view. And if you've got your candle nearby, hold it up to the screen there, just so we can see all of us together. Because as we extinguish these hearth fires, may her presence guide us forward, reminding us that that fire lives on within us. And though this flame may fade, its sparks remain, ready to ignite sacred action and transformation across the world. And as we blow out these candles, we release that energy out far and wide. We release that energy and we ask that all the prayers and intentions that have been cultivated this weekend be carried across the lands. Like seeds scattered on fertile soil, may they find their place to take root and grow, bringing strength and renewal to our sacred earth. Just as Bridget's cloak is said to stretch far and wide, may the energies of this weekend unfold ever outwards, inspiring sacred action and healing wherever it is needed. May it continue to burn brightly in all of us, guiding our paths and actions as we step forward together, carrying the spirit of this weekend into the days and months and years ahead to nurture the emerging world that we have dreamed together. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
Blessed be.
So it is.
I think we should all unmute. I like a racket at the end. Shall we all unmute and say goodbye?
Yeah.
Now that the closing is over. Bye, everybody. Bye. Thank you. Bye.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Bye. I'm just
Bye.